as we bring in Pat Pagano. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. I could hear you just fine.
You know what I was doing yesterday?
Uh-oh.
Figured it out. I had I had another computer brought up on my screen, one of my screens, and I called you on that computer. So the best you could possibly get was some very low volume, and I didn't figure it out until after I got off the air. So at least I found out it was my fault, not Skype's fault.
Right, right. That's good.
So now, I'll tell you what, the more we take a look back at what happened weather-wise over the past week, the more you got to shake your head. I mean, we had a police officer in Connecticut who on his rounds yesterday morning, his car was carried away and he passed away. In New York, just an unbelievable amount of deaths from a lot of people being in uncertified basement apartments that weren't meant to be occupied. The subways were all jammed up. There were problems in Pennsylvania and New York. And New York's new governor said that they weren't prepared for this. And Pat, I sit here to this day, and I said it yesterday, and I said it before. People complain when something's predicted and it doesn't come in as strong as possible. Oh, they were wrong, they were this, they were that. Then people complained that nobody knew this was coming. This was being talked about by the National Weather Service, by you, and by other people probably 7 days in advance. Really, that there was going to be heavy rain.
There's always an excuse. People are very quick to point. After Henry, you remember, a lot of people said it was overhyped.
Well,
After Henry, they said, oh, that was overhyped. It was no big deal, blah, 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 blah. And now this one, they're saying, well, they weren't prepared. I can't say how many times we said
yep.
2 to 4 inches, 3 to 6 inches of rain. Tropical rains don't fall evenly. There will be higher amounts. Goes in one ear and out the other.
And there were flash flood advisories for the entire region, basically issued from Wednesday on.
Actually, before that.
Yeah.
Wednesday was the day of the event.
Yeah.
The flash flood watch was put into effect on Monday.
Pardon me. Yeah, that's right, Monday.
Right.
Yeah.
And the flash flood watch said from Wednesday afternoon through Thursday afternoon, and that was by the National Weather Service. So you're talking, 2 days ahead of time. People hear what they want to hear. You know that. It's always the way. If I said to you today 95 to 100, people go away and say today's going to be 100. They forget the 95. If I said to you we have 2 to 5 inches of rain on the agenda, we have 5 inches of rain on the agenda. 2 goes by the wayside. It's the same old story. Well, I can tell you that one thing to be learned by this is, again, you never underestimate a tropical system. Now, Henri, which was a hurricane, a minimal hurricane, I mean, that didn't do as much damage as Ida did. But there were some other factors involved here. Ida also merged with a stalled front that had already had tons of moisture with it. So that compounded the event. Needless to say, whether we told you 3 to 6 inches or 6 to 10 inches, the fact remains we said it was going to be heavy rain, and it was. Simple as that.
So I got to thank my landlord. He pumped over a foot of water from my cellar yesterday. But I live in an area where the water table rises drastically.
Oh, it was around here, the underpass near the Palisades Mall, which, as you know, is a big mall, completely flooded. Traffic was a mess. One of the freight trains derailed right in front of Lowe's department store in this area here. Another big mess. So things were happening all over the place. But I mean, you look at that video, with the people standing on the seats in the subway cars.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Just imagine, God forbid, those doors were closed and the water kept coming in. I mean, these people would have drowned.
Yeah.
It's a it's like a movie. It was a horror, absolute horror. Thank goodness we don't have anything like that, not even remotely in the forecast. I think partly sunny, pleasant today, 70. Nippy tonight, upper 40s. Sun and clouds, mid 70s Saturday. Early sun, then cloudy with a couple of showers Sunday afternoon, about 70. Now, there is a chance of showers on Monday. I think the best chances in the morning. Then sun and clouds with highs in the lower 80s. So, uh, believe me, any of these showers we're talking about from late Sunday into early Monday will not come even close to the rainfall that we had on Wednesday. If anything, these showers will be so light and so scattered that it probably doesn't even make sense to talk about them.
It's good news because this is one of the first long, long holidays that we're going to get decent weather throughout the whole holiday.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. I mean, there's only one more, but it's not as celebrated as the three main summer holidays. But the Columbus Day weekend.
Yeah.
I always keep that in the back of my mind because that's the weekend I close up.
Yeah, instead of going forth, you close up. Instead of being Christopher Columbus and going out and seeking new adventures,
No,
you wrap it up.
I wrap it up. That's it. And I came across this stuff. I'm not gonna mention the name. Well, I guess I could mention the name. But I saw this article in one of the magazines. I can't remember where. And I decided to call them and find out exactly what this stuff is. It's used to prevent rodents from chewing on your wires, like in your car,
Yeah.
outside, and things like that. And I'm saying to myself, wonder if this is good for like inside a cabin. So I text the company. The guy called me back, had me on the phone a half hour, and he said, absolutely. And it's safe for pets and children. The stuff is called Radaway. He said it's a combination of extremely, extremely hot, spicy ingredients. He said just not good for any rodent, from squirrels to chipmunks, you name it. He said, and a lot of these rodents can get into your car under the hood, chew your wires, or even outside your house. So he said, so that's where he's selling it. He said, but there's no reason, Pat, why you cannot spray this inside your cabin. I said, how long is it going to last for? He said, it lasts for a while. He said, if you go up there in the winter and you do another spray, he said, it'll be great. He said, did you ever caulk all the holes in there? Yeah. He goes, well, whatever you caulked, he said, spray with this. He said, I want you to wear gloves and a mask. He said, because, and eye covering. He said, because you don't want to get any of this in your mouth or your eyes. He said, again, it is extremely spicy and hot. He said, and I'm going to send you a recipe with this. I'm saying, this guy's from California. He said, where you use, put mineral oil in with it. He said, it will make it last even longer. He said, and I guarantee, he goes, the thing is not to attract them, but to keep them away. And I told him what had happened when we had the mouse problem 2 years ago. He said, well, you did everything wrong. I said, what? He goes, you don't set traps on peanut butter. He said, that attracts them. He said, and even if they didn't have peanut butter in it, he said, mice smell, or rats, and he said, they smell the scent of others on the traps. He said, and it's going to attract them. No, 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 no. He said, you have to do it the opposite way. You have to get them to not come into your cabin, your house, or your barn. He said, and this stuff will do it. So he sold me on it. Didn't get here yet, but I'll let you know what $58 buys.
Well, if it doesn't work, you could always send it to me, and I'll use it in my spicy food.
I don't think you'd be able to eat that either from the way he talks about it. But anyhow, he said he's been doing real well with it, and the reviews have been great. So nothing beats a failure but a try.
Hey, give it a shot. What do you?
Yeah, $58, big deal.
What's the losing deal? Nothing. Nothing
Right,
losing deal.
right, right.
All right. So, well, actually, so now we've got a pretty good forecast that's going to carry us through Monday. And we hear our brand new meteorologist on Monday, right?
No, you don't. No. It's Anthony J.
Oh, Anthony J will be with us Monday?
Anthony J's on Monday, and then Jamie will be the following Monday, the 13th.
All right. Well, tell Anthony that I won't be answering the phone. I won't call him tomorrow on Monday.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, he knows. He knows that there is not any live
okay.
reports. He's
All
going
right.
to be filing all his MP3s.
All right. That's good to know. Well, and you've got your weekend already planned.
But yeah, well, tomorrow I got a barbecue for the cast up at the lake. Sunday we shoot. We start the movie, and then Monday we're doing a couple of trick shots. Not really any lines, but some of the things that are going to involve some camera stuff, and then I come back home.
All right. Well, it sounds good to me, Pat. I want you to have a good weekend, a restful weekend, and
Do the same.
I'll check with you on Tuesday morning,
Tuesday.
and we'll take a look at what the next week will bring in front of us then.
That sounds good, Marshall.
All right, Pat. Take care.
You too. Bye bye.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast here on Robin Hood Radio.